Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here on this channel, and I'm here to talk about some wrestling news. Nearly an hour before Raw, I want to get wrestling news out before I do the Raw, so I can watch that whole show, do the review for it, so let's get into it. So, first report here, from Cultaholic Wrestling, CM Punk and Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks, they were kept on completely different sides of the arena for AEW New Japan Pro Wrestling Forbidden Door. Yeah, they weren't going to share a locker room and hang out. Everybody knew that. And the money's left on the table and they don't face off in the ring. It's a shame on all the parties that prevent it from happening. Hopefully we still get to see that match at some point. But I feel like it's just nonsense. It's just time for... I think CM Punk's manned up. It's just we need the Young Bucks to man up as well. But I'm not surprised. So, per a report here from Cultaholic Wrestling, WWE are reportedly trying to figure out a way to stop Vincent Kennedy McMahon making last-minute creative changes. So Triple H and Nick Khan are reportedly trying to figure out ways to stop Vince McMahon from making last-minute creative changes. Here's a spoiler: you're not going to, especially Triple H. You'll be like, yes, Vince. Yes, it Vincent Kennedy McMahon. Vince ain't gonna listen to Triple H because he knows Triple H will book a better show than him. He's threatened by Triple H. Just his presence of booking a good, serviceable show to watch instead of Vince McMahon's terrible creative. He would probably actually listen to Nick Khan because Nick Khan would, yes, Vince. He'll probably suck up to Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon will probably suck up to Nick Khan. He won't. He'll listen to Nick Khan. He's not gonna listen to Triple H. He'll listen to Nick Khan. Yes, Nick Khan. That's good shit, pal.
Hey, show me your selfie.
Remember when Vince retired once? Yeah. That was such a great time, actually. Raw and SmackDown were basically watchable to good every week. But WWE was so good again when Vince wasn't involved. Then we got Vince involved. And they're not going to change it. And I felt like the easy answer is, just don't do it, dude. I mean, I get that the lower level riders probably fear for their jobs, but Triple H just yesed him to death, and did he show he wanted to do anyways? Anyone believe Vince would actually fire him? Vince seems insane to do that, though. I think Vince would think about doing that if he could. But Vince needs to understand. Going in ahead with a plan is better for the talent. Gives them time to let the plan sink in and get in the mood. I know if I went to work and a switch is made on me last minute, it takes me out completely, kills the mood. And you kill the mood of the talent. Because they'll get frustrated. You make last minute changes, you don't give them time to let the plan sink in, get in the mood. I mean, I feel like people are going to stop watching if Vince continues these changes. I really do. How about you have Triple H versus Vince McMahon in a career versus career match, and Triple H wins and Vince leaves? I mean, okay, the idea of Finn pretty much attacking Seth at the start of last week was a last minute change from Vince instead of having Rollins versus Ciampa. I'm okay with some of the input to build some heat towards Seth Rollins and Finn Balor, but just to make changes to the whole show, no. But it's an easy solution. Stop letting these lawsuits go under the bridge and actually punish the guy. Yes, he's the owner. Yes, he's changed wrestling. But he should be punished for his wrongdoings like anyone else would be punished in society. If that was me and I did that, I would be punished. If there was anybody out there, they would be punished. But just because it's Vince McMahon, they let these lawsuits go under the bridge and they don't punish him for his sexual assaults back in the day and paying that hush money. If he didn't do it, he wouldn't have had to use that hush money. So maybe that would have helped. and punish the guy instead of letting these lawsuits go under the bridge and letting him come back into creative. Oh, and people said, oh, he's just back there for the sale. No, he wasn't. He was going to get back in control. And they're trying to figure out some plans. People within WWE are trying to determine how they can prevent Vince from making last-minute changes, according to Dave Meltzer. Takes with a grain of salt. This is from Dave Meltzer. I'd say this is pretty trustworthy. Because Vince McMahon does make a lot of changes, and this comes after the June 23rd edition of SmackDown, changing 3 matches, which caused plenty of frustrations behind the scenes. Well, no shit. And logical too, there are many unhappy people, and Paul Levesque, he has to be one of them, which is probably, Paul Levesque's probably mad with Vince McMahon. Now, he's been making last-minute changes to WWE programming since he became the head of creative once again, after WWE has sold to the Endeavor on April 3, and has largely stuck to Monday Night Raw, but he decided to make major alterations to SmackDown last week. McMahon primarily makes changes remotely, but he has made alterations to Raw in person on 2 occasions. And BWE, Better Wrestling Experience, even noted that WWE CEO Nick Khan and WWE Chief Content Officer Paul Triple H Levesque didn't appreciate the outcome of SmackDown, as they felt it, quote, looked bad all over, and it did. It was a bad episode. Nothing of importance happened. Just being honest. Except the Usos. To me. And it's rare you hear Nick Khan even saying, because he's lied for Vince McMahon. And even Nick Khan is saying they didn't appreciate the outcome of SmackDown. Vince McMahon just needs to go. I mean, I know it's been like, 5-6 minutes talking about this, but they're trying to stop him from making last-minute creative changes. I just don't think it's going to happen. The final count, so that's all to say about the Vince McMahon, Triple H, Nick Khan saga. Tony Khan revealed the final countdown as Daniel Bryan's theme last night. He paid a lot of money for it. It was just a one-night deal, so it's a one-night deal for Daniel Bryan, the final countdown. Good to hear that theme. I mean, I like his normal thing, but it was good to hear the final countdown. I really thought I wasn't sure if they would get that as his theme, but that was good to hear, even as a one-night deal. So, per a report here, CM Punk, he is open to an AEW heel turn. I'd imagine he's making that shift, because it's just a slow translation with the crowds outside Chicago just booing him. I think it's probably going to happen. He's probably going to turn heel. I mean, I don't know if they'll turn him to heel, but he's open to it. We'll see. So per a report here from Cultureholic, there's reportedly a lot of frustration with Vince McMahon's scrapping of the World Heavyweight title match on WWE Raw. The past WWE Raw, the World Heavyweight title match was scrapped from Raw. So, I mean, I would like to hate, but this is a rare moment where I think he made a good call, because why would Ciampa lose after 9 months or have a screwy finish with a DQ or something? Because it wouldn't be good for Ciampa to lose his first night back, so I think it was a good move by Vince McMahon. But why even advertise it anyway? But they might have wanted to give Finn Balor more steam down to Money in the Bank, and that's why he nixed like the open challenge. And according to the creative staff, I think this segment was better than this little segment open the show last week was better than the match. What would have happened if there was a match where Ciampa would have lost? Some people backstage within WWE, they are reportedly pushing for LA Knight to win the Money in the Bank and have his, quote, breakout moment. Various reports have suggested that Knight is the heavy favorite going into the match. So even people within WWE are pushing for him to win this match, and which can't blame him, because I think he's definitely the favorite. I don't think Logan Paul should win, because I think that would be bad, because the crowd would not go over well with the crowd. Just give it to him, yeah. Like the pop would be so good when he wins that match. Let me tell you something, that's a W. And he should win. He kinda has to win it now, even with Paul there. But watch Logan Paul win because this is WWE, and we have 77-year-old Vincent Kennedy McMahon, who doesn't care what us fans want. But as the days go down towards Money in the Bank, getting nervous because I feel like WWE's gonna pull the trigger on Logan Paul. Hopefully not, though. But people within WWE are pushing for him to win it. Hopefully he does. Because if he doesn't, I'll be mad. Because I don't want to see Logan Paul. The crowd would boo the hell out of the rest of the show. So, WWE, if they have Logan Paul win, they better be ready for those boos. So, Jim Ross appeared on AEW Collision with a possible concussion a few days ago on Collision on June 17th. Not June 17th. Or yeah, last week's Collision. And he's stepping away to heal, so let's get he's stepping away to heal up. John Morrison's believed to sign with AEW as Johnny TV, I think. So he's now back in wrestling. Yeah, it's really all to talk about here for wrestling. So, WWE Raw review tonight, following the show, and not sure what else tonight. I feel like it might be it because there's no Dodger game. They're on their off day, so the Dodgers have an off day before they play tomorrow. So Dodgers recap tomorrow, but tonight probably just WWE Raw. Might do NFL news. I haven't covered any in a few days, probably like a week. So I have a lot of NFL probably to talk about. So yeah, until next Mac Live. Peace.